Hi everyone, welcome back to another video on the channel. Thank you very much for joining me. My name is Warren Bennett. We've got Trev sunning himself down there on the mat, and this video is another sub swing. So we've got Phillippe, and Philippe's from Belgium. He sent his swing in via the Instagram page, and yeah, so Phillippe, I'm going to do a nice analysis hopefully for you and give you some help. So before I get going, I'll just give you some information on Phillippe. As you can see, I'll play a few swings of his. He's from Belgium, so welcome to any Belgian viewers. He's 57 and started golf 18 months ago. So Phillippe, just off the bat there, you've got an amazing swing for I would say just kind of the back end of a beginner really. So 18 months having an action like you, wow. So you've obviously put in a lot of work. So I was not bad at tennis, so you can see he's got a little bit of hand-eye there. Practice kendo, international level. So I think kendo is a martial art, so wow. And my joints are a little bit painful, so I know how you feel there, Phillippe. I have a lack of speed, 110 yards with an 8 iron. So I'd like to improve a little bit more distance there, Phillippe. And when it's missing to the right. So obviously he's got like a weak shot to the right there, Phillippe, probably. I'm looking for a smooth swing and be able to be in the flow as I was practicing kendo. So I'm guessing that's obviously to do with your martial art there. So absolutely, there can be improvements to be made, Phillippe, whilst kind of keeping everything flowing and all together, really, and propose some sort of training camp in the future. Okay, so I'm just going to get set up. Trev's now moved out the way, and I'll get the other camera and let's get going. Okay, Phillippe, so just going to run through a few of your swings, and my first gut reaction is obviously I'll show people your kind of rehearsal. So it looks like you're trying to bring the club inside. So I don't know if you've had any over-the-top issues in the past. And that's fine to do that. I can't see clearly what your golf club and the head of the club is doing. It potentially looks a little bit open. So I think what I'm going to improve is two things, as people can see. You get it in a lovely plane coming down, by the way, but it looks like from halfway back or 3/4 of the way back, you have this kind of excess movement here. So it looks like there's a little bit of lost energy probably up the top of the swing, but you drop it down on a lovely plane. And I think there's a little bit of tilt back, not a lot, by the way. And this is what I want to try and do. I want to try and not upset the apple cart with you here, but just give you some improvements to help that ball go a little bit further without you having to try too hard. Because that's kind of what you've been saying, haven't you? You've been saying like you'd obviously like to keep it in the flow a little bit without obviously being too analytical. So it's understanding whilst layering hopefully a little bit of kind of just feeling so you can do it straight away. So I would say my first gut reaction is to change this away from the ball, but you do get it on a nice position at the top. So all I would say is just I'd like to keep your backswing a little shorter. So from the front view, it looks a bit shorter, but from the back view, you've got this kind of excess movement here, which kind of maybe, I don't know if it derails you a little bit, but it kind of gets the club in this kind of weak spot here. A bit too long, I would say, especially for an iron. I don't know if you're hitting an 8 iron there. So I would remember in golf, and obviously you probably know this with your martial art, you know, you don't have to be long to create power. You know, being in a nice short position with a good wrist set, getting the club behind your head from a short position, gives your club and hand somewhere to go a little bit more effectively and a little bit more efficiently. So one thing I'd like to do is I'd like you to, as you finish your coil, if you finish your turn of your shoulders, as soon as your shoulder hits your chin, stop everything. And then you've got somewhere for your hands to go. So naturally, Phillippe, your hands and club will have a little bit more lag coming down, because you can't forcibly work on that, I don't think. So especially if you're trying to keep everything in the flow. So a little bit short on the way back. As soon as your shoulder hits your chin, stop. Because remember, a short backswing is more powerful than a longer one. That gives your hand somewhere to go and the club to drop. So you can create a little bit more lag. And the second thing I'd like you to improve is a little bit more turn and pivot through the ball. Pivot meaning if you have your club across your shoulders, you pivot slightly under here. That's exaggerated, by the way. Let's do it properly. You pivot slightly back, so halfway through kind of the hitting zone here, your shoulders are a little bit back here. So that may be the result. The effect of that may be the club may stay a little bit open here because your shoulder goes down a little bit too much. So the combination is a little bit shorter, And then when you allow your arms to come down from about halfway down your downswing, feel like your shoulders now, instead of your right shoulder going down, your left up, you're going to feel a little bit more pivot through the ball. So Phillippe, it looks like you're not, you've got enough speed in your arms and hands, it looks like. So obviously that's probably from your tennis days. But it looks like you're kind of lacking a little bit of pivot and a little bit of turn through as well. So I would say trust that your arms and hands are going to work well, because they are. You can see your hands and arms working well. You've got a nice kind of release, but it looks like your body's a little bit tilted under. So a little bit half swing, so I would say a little bit shorter, which is going to, this little half swing exercise is going to help that. So you can still feel some twist on the way back, but keeping your arms nice and short, so you haven't got this kind of excess movement up here. And then on the way through, you're allowing this to drop. So this is not a distance exercise to start with. Short and then turn. You can see from the front camera here, my shoulders have turned right through the ball. So there's no arcing back here. And that's really going to make this weight transference go through a little bit more. So to help that, get some weight really focused off this right leg as well. So from the top of the backswing, you're driving everything through. You can see here, and creating that kind of compression whilst everything's moving forward. You can keep your head relatively still. It's not like a lean with your body and your head, I mean. It's more of a turn. So it's not a lean forward. As you can see here, I haven't turned at all. It's more of a keep everything nice and still with your head. Turn and stop. Allow everything to drop naturally. Don't even think about that bit. And then from here, you're just kind of turning your shoulders. So halfway through your follow through, which is always club parallel, hands parallel, or arms parallel to the ground. I mean, you can see I'm fully turned through. So short. So you're not going to stop at the top or anything like that. You're just going to keep turning. One exercise, Phillippe, that you can do is the old crossover drill. So club across your middle of your shoulders here, hold them, and then cross over with your arms, and then you're going to just turn through and turn through. I would say you're a little bit under. So you can see there, it's exaggerated for effect, but what that's doing, that's kind of opening now. If I layered my arms there, that could open that club face too much. So you're looking for some pivot, some turn through. You're looking for your right shoulder here to turn through the ball instead of down and under. Okay, and I would start off nice and slow. Obviously it looks like you've got a mat and a net in your garden, so beautiful time to kind of do some small little exercises and check halfway through that these shoulders are fully turned. You can see there. Can't see my left shoulder, can you? So what you're looking for, Phillippe, is little half shots. Don't hit them too hard, but just half shots. Keep your backswing nice and short. The half shot exercise will help that, obviously. Now that's going to give your arms and hands and club somewhere to go. So it's going to give you a little bit more lag coming down. So that's happened naturally without you thinking about it. So that's the one thing that cures 3 or 4. And then from here, you're looking for your arrow of your belly button, shoulders and everything to turn through the ball. Not go under the ball. And not tilt. So backswing, turn through the ball. There's obviously a natural weight transference. What I mean by that is there's not a weight transference of the body and the head. There's a weight transference of the knee. See how much knee I'm moving here. So I'll slow-mo that swing down. You'll be able to see the amount of knee movement I've got from the top of the backswing. Because if I drive now with my knee, now I'm on top of it, it's going to create that natural compression because my hands are ahead of the ball. And then from here, I turn through the ball. Right, and then it's up to you how quick you can layer that into your golf swing. So I would say keep your arms and hands, keep your hands on the club nice and light, backswing and then speed it up. It's not necessarily about result now, because and this is for everyone, anyone who's creating a little bit more or layering anything different into their swing, just go easy, take it nice and slow. Don't look at results straight away, get you too frustrated. This is why hitting to a net is beautiful, because it takes result away. So you can go a little bit more internal and more feeling. So I'd say, Phillippe, just to kind of clarify with everything, nice and short. So I don't mind you taking the club in. In an ideal world, would keep the club away and outside, but obviously to do with your practice swing, I'm going to guess that you've had some over-the-top issues, so you're wanting this club a little bit more inside. So let's leave that. I'm guessing that just by that practice swing of yours. But keep it nice and short, nice and wide. You can see my hands, my left arm isn't buckled here. I haven't gone long with my club. Everything's stopping as soon as my shoulder hits my chin. From here, I'm allowing this to drop because it will automatically, so trust it. Little bit of weight shift and then turn through the ball with your body, because I think you've got a good enough arm swing to do that. And then you can start layering in some full swings. So Phillippe, I want your body action completed halfway through your follow through. So what I mean by that is stop and hold. You can see my body's pretty much done there. All I need to do now from there is kind of bend my arms up. So that's an excellent exercise. It's the hit and hold exercise off a short backswing, Phillippe, okay? Short backswing, stop and hold, and then you can bend up as well. So you can see where your finish is in this new follow through position. And if you kick your right knee in at the same time, you'll be fine physically to do that. If you keep your right foot on the floor, you'll start hurting yourself. So it's really important to kick that right knee off, kick the right shoe up in the air. So nice and short, kick and hold, big turn through, and then bend afterwards. Okay, now you can start blending that up into full swings as well. So keep it nice and short. Remember, you're still coiling, still moving. I like the way you kind of you get your left heel up in the air. I'm happy with that. Remember, all you got to do is keep that head still, which you do. So remember, you can still coil and get that left heel up in the air. Don't mind that at all. That allows you to coil, but remember, you've got to keep those arms straight. That'll give you a bit more drop, give you a bit more lag, and then you've got to turn through the ball and then let your arms fold. Let it all happen. Nice light grip. Twist, twist. So you're twisting either side of the ball, Phillippe. Remember, the club across your shoulders is a fantastic one because it mirrors what your club and what your body is doing. Beautiful. You would be a bit under. Remember, kick that right knee in to stop getting injured. You can see now with this exercise, sort this out. With this exercise on the follow through, you can see from where my right knee is to my shoulder, it's a nice straight line. And then bend up there. So there's no strain on the back at all. So Phillippe, thanks very much for that, and I really hope that helps and really hope you can kind of get something out of it. And just keep me in the loop as much as you can with your progress. I'd love to see any swing changes, and we can do a review. That would be nice to do a review on the channel, and that goes for everyone who's sent in their swings. If you'd like to send in yours, please do so via the Facebook and Instagram Academy pages, and I'll be happy to do so. We can chuck it on the channel and hopefully I can help you. So if anyone's got any comments on Phillippe's swing, what they've seen, what they think they can improve with, I'd love to hear from you, and that goes for every video as well. So from myself and Trev, who's now sunning himself in the garden, have a great golfing week everyone, and we'll see you on the next video. From myself and Trev, cheerio.